What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we are talking about the prequel to Queen's Shadow, Queen's Peril by E.K. Johnston. Unlike Queen's Shadow, which took place after Padme was Queen of Naboo, she was becoming a senator, all that jazz, this book takes place while Padme is queen. It actually gets started a couple of days before she's elected and goes all the way through the events of the Phantom Menace. Now, I do want to go ahead and say that this book, in my opinion, wasn't as good as Queen's Shadow. I know not a lot of people liked that book. I, in particular, really did, just because we got to focus in on more of the personal moments with Padme, kind of like what was going on internally, her figuring out who she is and what she wanted. And when it came to this book, like, because it's called Queen's Peril, like, you know that, like, something big is going to happen, and the big thing that happens is the Phantom Menace. Personally, I think where E.K. Johnston fails is when she introduces these big plot pieces. I think where she really thrives is in those smaller personal moments. Like, yes, they are kind of fluffy, and yes, like, we do deserve a meatier Padme book, but that's where this book really shines. That's where Queen's Shadow really shines. So when we get into the Phantom Menace in this book, it really just starts to fall flat. For about 2/3 of this book, it is about Padme, like, learning how to be the queen. Like, she's only 14 years old. She's been completely removed from her home. She's been completely removed from her identity, and she's having to figure out how to be the queen of this planet. And the only people that she has that can be close to her are her handmaidens. I absolutely loved seeing their friendship develop, especially between her and Sabe, because that was something that was missing in Queen's Shadow. But I do feel like they didn't get a whole lot of opportunities to act like regular teenage girls. There is one scene in particular that I really, really loved, and I was kind of hoping that the whole book would be like that. Since they are so young, I was kind of hoping for more of like a Diary of a Future President type of vibe than this like very stoic, like, we know exactly what we're doing type of 14-year-olds that we get in this book. I think there's a lot of ideas going on here. We have a lot of foreshadowing to the Phantom Menace early on in this book. We get a lot of different perspectives for some reason. We get one from Yoda, we get Maul, we get Darth Sidious, we get Obi-Wan, like, all kind of pointing to where we're gonna go. And I did appreciate that, because in Queen's Shadow I felt like the plot wasn't foreshadowed enough, so it came out of nowhere. But in this book, it really doesn't fit. I don't know why we would suddenly get like a perspective from Maul or a perspective from Obi-Wan. Like, I would almost say that this book is at war with itself, with whether it wants to be a Padme book about her, you know, figuring out how to be the queen. You know, she is this very young girl, like, trying to figure her life out, and wanting to be a retelling of the Phantom Menace, because the back end of this book is a retelling of the Phantom Menace, but it has so many gaps. Like, it does fill in some interesting little bits and pieces with like what was still going on in Naboo, but when it comes to the Padme sections in general, they're largely left out, which was a little bit strange. Like, if you're not very familiar with episode 1, I feel like this book's gonna be a little bit of a struggle once you get to the end of it. Personally, I think this would have been a lot better if it had ended leading up to the Phantom Menace. Like, it ended as it was like leading into it, because then you could read this book and then you could watch the movie and you'd have like way more informed opinions about Padme, and I think it would have worked out a lot better, because as it is, I think it's just trying to do a lot of things, which is funny because it is under 300 pages and not a lot happens, and yet you could have made like multiple books out of this one book, if that kind of makes sense. So overall, I am giving Queen's Peril a C+. I don't necessarily know if I would recommend it. I do think for the Padme fans out there, we really do deserve like a meatier Padme book. Like, I really hope that somebody else gets to write Padme, especially older Padme. I would be open to EK writing more young Padme, because it was fun. I did like the fun moments in this book, but I just feel like we could be getting something more, and we could be getting something better. So I hope that down the line, like, that's what we get. Like, if we get close to Attack of the Clones, I do hope we get a new author for it, because I want to see more struggle. I want more drama. I want more angst, because as it is, Queen's Peril is a fun book, but it's just kind of scattered and all over the place. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every week. That is everything I got for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!